I gotta go talk to them about my garden, baby. There's bees all in there. Look at this garlic. It looked like a little mouse. We actually have broccoli heads. All food is not pretty. Hello, welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. Hey y'all, I'm so excited. We are days past spring, but I was not home on the first day of spring, so I wasn't able to give you all a look around the garden on the first day of spring. So we're gonna do it today and I'm super excited. Y'all, the garden looks really good, even though a little bare, but the things that should be growing right now are growing really nicely and I'm super excited, right? So we're gonna look around the garden today. If you are new here, I am Asia. I grow in Virginia in zone 7B. I grow in ground, I grow in bags, I grow in raised beds, I grow in containers, I grow in green stalks, I grow in greenhouses as well. I've been gardening since 2020. I started gardening in 2020 when we could not leave our house. It was something for me and my daughter to do, and we started with one garden bed and it has grown into what you see now. And so I want to go and take a spring. Finally, it is spring. But I want to go take a spring walk through the garden. I'm going to show you an update on the seedlings that's in the greenhouse. So our peppers, our basils, our dahlias, all the things that are growing. And you're going to see later in the week that we have up potted the tomatoes. Super excited about that. Oh, also, I'm going to do a video about the meal. It's going to be short, but like a year of how I feel about having the meal, if I like it, what's my thoughts on it, because I've been talking about using the meal grinds and people have been asking me like, what is that? It's a food dehydrator that's in my house, but I'm gonna do a video and it's gonna come out today with this video so that you can see exactly what it is if it's something that you're interested in. Anyway, let's go take a spring walk through my urban garden. Of course, when you come in, you have our purple bootstrap farmer bags. Absolutely love them. Someone asked where they came from. That's where they're from. But the black ones are from Amazon. What I wanted to show you. Do you remember we planted our potatoes together? These are the blue. They look more purple, but they call them blue. But we have potatoes coming up everywhere. All of these bags, for the most part, have a potato starting to show for the blue variety. So now I will remember blue is like the first variety to pop up because all of these potatoes were started at the same time. Looks like we had some bird visitation here. We have potatoes already popping up. And if you did not see my potato planting video, I have found in my backyard in Virginia, zone 7B, that potatoes prefer to get started when it is still cool and to have their initial growth happen when it is cooler outside. And so that's why I tried to get mine out in February or early March at the latest, because this is where I've seen the most success growing potatoes. And so down this row is also potatoes. So I have 30 bags of potatoes. I really want a nice harvest of potatoes this year. I want to be able to use them fresh and I want to be able to store them. Right here, not exactly sure which variety, but that's already coming up too. I would have to go back and watch my video. I didn't label or anything, but yeah, we have action in these bags as well. Maybe not all of them right now, but if you pull it back where you see it hump up a little bit, you can see that there is also action down here. So very excited. I feel like, you know, I'm hopeful that we will have a good potato harvest this year. Last year, my potato harvest was not great, but you never stop trying. I know I never stop trying. I'm going to keep trying to grow a plant. And potatoes is not something I have struggled with. I just didn't have a good year last year, and that's fine. So update on our calendula and chamomile. It's all looking great. You can tell that it's growing. Pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and fertilize this tomorrow because I think it's supposed to rain today, because I also need to fertilize in the greenhouse. I did not get around to that yesterday. Today is Monday. I normally fertilize on Sunday, but I didn't get around to it yesterday. I literally laid around and did nothing yesterday. So when you see the video with the tomatoes in it, I'm gonna say that like I laid around and did nothing all day. That was that day. but I have a sponsor in it, so I have to wait for it to be approved. And I just came out here today and I was like, it's such a beautiful morning. I do think it's supposed to rain, like I said, but it's such a beautiful morning. And I was like, I gotta go talk to them about my garden, baby. Also, looky here, that's the grapevine starting to wake up. And someone was telling me that Daniel over at Salty Dog Homestead was talking about, you know, how he prunes and cuts his grapevine. I'm sure he did an amazing job. Matter of fact, he did do an amazing job. I watched that video. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to. And this grapevine grows just fine. It has this whole trellis right here. It has this trellis right here. When it starts to get out of control, and if you are new to the channel, you will see in the summer, it can get out of control. I just clip it. And I honestly really like how bushy it gets on the trellis when you are coming into the garden. And so I'm not gonna do it, but he did do a great job. If somebody is looking to prune their muscadine grape, go watch his video because he absolutely did. So another thing that's coming up back here is either mugwort or wormwood. I forget every year. I'll try to put it on the screen if I remember. And it is perennial and it gets huge. It's just all over the place. And remember I told you the comfrey was waking up? So yeah, we got comfrey waking up all over here. And you know what I decided? Since I have 2 herb green stalks now, I am only going to put comfrey under these trees. We still need to move those trees, but we won't get that done this year because I've waited too late. I actually have a pot of comfrey that I need to get in the ground. So whenever we take care of this horrible weed problem, but we call it a problem. That bee that you probably can't see, but it's like right there. It's a bee in there. It's loving it. So I call it a problem because, I mean, technically it is. That is crazy. Whenever we take care of that, there is comfrey in that white pot right there. We are going to put that up under the trees. Because the way I see it, the herbs were never going to survive. But I take that back because I actually see oregano in here. Like, girl, it's so many weeds, but you can't see through them. And maybe I'm gonna leave these. There's a lot of bees over here. Maybe it's not maybe. It probably is something that they need this time of year. And just because it's in my garden and it doesn't look amazing right now, maybe doesn't mean I need to pull it. There's bees all in there. We might be leaving these weeds for the time being. Not all year though. Like that would be crazy. Anyway, moving on. If you remember, I showed y'all that anise hyssop. It was very small. The last time we looked around this garden, look at that. Yeah, these are all gonna get moved. That mint is looking good over there too. My lemon balm is starting off slow, but it'll take off and do fine. Whatever was in this pot died. These were feverfew. These 2 pots, they didn't come back, but they are perennial normally. Got no idea what was in there. And there's some more anise hyssop down here under this big old rose bush, y'all, that we need to figure out something. I said I was going to just cut low. I am gonna cut low. Have to get out here to cut low. Sometimes you have all the ideas. You have all the ideas, but you don't have the energy to make those ideas come to light. And it's not even energy. I've just had a lot going on with family things. I've had a lot going on, and so I haven't really even been out in my garden. I have been making sure that my seedlings are still alive because when it's time to plant, I need to have seedlings. But yeah, I've had so many ideas of things I need to do, gonna do. I made a list of things I need to do, just haven't gotten around to them yet. And that's okay, it's fine. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna have an amazing summer garden, y'all. And even if we don't, we're gonna do it again next year. All right, so that peach tree is big as I do not know what, y'all. Look at that. It is buds all over it, flowers all over it. And we had a cold night, but it didn't kill them off. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we have greenery. Last week we had mostly flowers, but now the foliage is coming back. So that's beautiful. This is a peach tree. I don't know, like, look at this, y'all. That's the other piece of that peach tree. I have my peach trees open in the middle. So you got that piece right there. See right there? And then when you go up, you have the rest of that peach tree. And I have another one over there. This is about the size that I actually wanted my peach trees to be, if you can see it. I hope you can see it. This one just kind of did its own thing and it's going up to the sky. We are going to take care of that at the end of the year though. So remember I said we were going to fertilize the blueberry bushes. Still ain't got around to that either. So Thursday of last week, I abruptly had to leave my home for a family member. And so I haven't gotten around to doing much of anything, but we will get around to doing a lot. hopefully this week. Today is Monday, like I said, hopefully this week. Anyway, we haven't fertilized them. We have lots of flowers. That one looks terrible. I rarely prune, but I do think I need to prune. Like this one, I think it's completely dead. I think I need to go all the way to the bottom and prune that. But then you got this, right? This bush should have flowers on it and kind of look just like the rest of the bushes around it. But I also need to fertilize. So some of that is my fault. This one has a nice amount of flowers on it too. When the berries start to turn blue, like when they start to ripen, I will cover this with some tulle, because if I don't, the birds are gonna get them. You see right here, this is what I was telling y'all about. So the flower has fallen off. If it were pollinated, the blueberry will start to grow out of here. So we will see. And then if you are not new here, you know, we have another blueberry bush right over here. We have what, 6 total? 6 blueberry bushes total. They have flowers on them already. And we love that for me. It really feels like we had a very long winter. I don't know if I've ever felt like the winter was as long as this winter. And we are not out of the woods. Like, we still have nights that could dip into 32. Like, it shows 34, but a 34-degree night could turn into 32 easily. All right, y'all, look at this garlic. This is the garlic I planted in September. It's the best looking garlic, which of course it makes sense. It had the longest time to grow, and hopefully it's not just growing greens on the top and we have a nice bulb forming at the bottom. But even the ones we planted in November are looking pretty good. I have been fertilizing them with fish emulsion, and because fish emulsion is natural, I've been fertilizing them every week, just like I'm fertilizing the stuff that is in the greenhouse. I still haven't seen any asparagus pop up just yet, but you know what I did see? In my front yard, the daffodils are popping up, and that is normally a way for me to tell that we are very close to spring too. Look at that. Good gracious. I want to say that's a dandelion, but I didn't get that whole root. That root is still in there, and that dandelion will probably grow back. So I do try to come through and grab the weeds that are popping up, just because I don't want it to take over. And this right here literally will spread across. It will spread across this bed if I don't get it. So I do try to do that in this asparagus bed. No, I don't know what this is. I could look it up. Anyway, I'm not gonna do that all on here with you. Sorry, y'all. So, no asparagus yet, but that's okay. I'm sure it's coming. Y'all remember me showing y'all this spinach last week? That spinach has grown in a week. I'm probably gonna start harvesting this. This is spinach from the fall. I started it from seed. It didn't do much because I guess it was way too cold. But look at that. It's growing real nice in here. And then we got this one little carrot up here. Well, it's 2 or 3, but they all small. I don't know what that's gonna do. But there's more carrots in here somewhere. Yep, there they go. So we got a few carrots. I've never grown carrots or even attempted to grow carrots in the green stock. So we will see how that goes. And someone asked me to show my green stock harvest. Right now, nothing is really growing for me to harvest, but I did show my harvest last season. So in the fall, I definitely showed a lot. In the summer, I was just kind of learning how to grow in them, but I did show some harvest. You might have to go back and look through my videos, but I did show some harvest, y'all. Over here we have our ranunculus. Don't have any flowers yet. I also think I need to fertilize over here. Oh, look at that. That's borage, y'all. I am 100% sure. Borage is big on self-sowing. So I will move it or I will leave it here. It all depends, because this ranunculus is not gonna be here all season long. Now over here, our Swiss chard. We had a cold night. It died back. Middle leaves still going. This is going to perform for us. We just got to get to some actual steady temperatures where we're not getting cold and the larger leaves are getting knocked back. But until then, we'll just let them get knocked back and they'll just grow back. And that is exactly what they have been doing. So when we pulled out the fall vegetables, this area was still basically frozen. So I cut them out, and this is like I was showing you. These were collards, and so they're growing back all the way down this bed. I essentially could leave them, see what we get, and then take them out when it's time to plant. Even over there, you see it? Brassicas will do that. So you know how I said borage self-sows like crazy? Brassicas will grow back like that, like crazy too. So this snapdragon still looking good. I am super excited to see that. Remember the one you could barely see and I told you I broke it? Look at that. is growing back on its own, so happy about that. These ranunculus over here do not look amazing, and it is possible that I need to fertilize. That canna lily is coming back. It's just no way for me to get rid of it at this point. I mean, it is. I could literally just dig this whole bed, get all of the rhizomes, but I don't care that much. And I've been seeing the molar de vole come up out of here, so it's no telling what the soil is looking like up under these plants either. Like, I've been seeing it actually peek out, so now I know what it looks like. It looked like a little mouse. I think somebody told me that. He or she is definitely in this bed, which not a big deal because these are flowers. I would prefer it be over here than in my actual vegetable beds. And we have more snapdragons down here. You remember I told you my daughter had like mixed the rabbit manure in with the bedding that we use, the pine bedding. I just threw it over here. This soil can't get no worse than it is, y'all. This is where our echinacea comes up, and look, it's still coming up. We'll be fine. Anyway, look at the hollyhocks. They got much bigger since the last video. I cannot wait, but look, we already have rust. Hollyhocks are good for getting rust. Normally later in the season, yeah, we already have rust. I'm still gonna leave it. It's okay. Look, we about to have a hollyhock. Oh, how beautiful. I love hollyhock. That's also a hollyhock back there. And our sedum looking good, and some more snapdragons. Y'all, I think these are wild onions, but we'll never find out because, baby, I'm not going to eat them. But I think that's what they are, wild onions. I could be wrong, which is why I'm not going to eat them because I most definitely could be wrong. Okay, so that's pretty much it over here. The saffron, I'm waiting for it to rain to see what that looks like. Saffron just kind of lays over. I've never grown saffron before. Definitely need to do a little bit of research, more research. I did research to see if I could plant it out, not like how you supposed to grow this. And I need to do that. But it kind of just lays over, but I think that I probably need to do some kind of fertilizing too. If you know anything about growing saffron, feel free to leave some information in the comments for me because I know nothing. I just didn't want those corms to go bad, to rot, or to dry up because someone took their time to send that to me. They took their time to grow that, and I wanted to do the same thing. And so now I need to do my research on actually growing it. But there it goes. It still looks good. I think once it rains, we may see that it might look a little bit different. Maybe it'll stand up. I don't know. I have to watch it to learn. Also, I think it's drizzling right now. Anyway, we have some snapdragons that are in here. Remember I told you the birds were going in over here with this straw. So we got some snapdragons. They are doing good now. Yeah, it's raining. So we're gonna go over here into the greenhouse, take a look at that, and hopefully it will stop raining so we can take a look at the green stalk. That looks so good right here together. I don't know why I felt the need to like space them out throughout the garden. I really like them like this. I do. Okay, y'all. Do y'all remember when you couldn't even see what was in this section of the greenhouse because like the Swiss chart was so small? Look how much it has grown. So we're gonna start harvesting this Swiss chard, honestly, because it's not going to stay in here throughout the summer. It could, but it's not because I'm putting tomatoes in here. And then we have onions that look just amazing. They are definitely getting bigger. I cannot tell if they're bulbing yet. I haven't really come out here to look. I haven't had the time. But anyway, we'll check them eventually. But they're looking good. The broccoli is looking very leafy, but guess what? We actually have broccoli heads. Can y'all see it? It's looking leafy, but we are actually growing broccoli. I'm super excited. I wanted this for my second harvest because we did not get some harvest because we had so much cold weather, but you can see they're small right now. But once you start to see them showing up, it's not long after that you start to get your actual broccoli heads. There are broccoli heads over here too. So they're very excited about that. All of these broccoli are green magic broccoli. They are very quick maturing variety. Before May, we should have harvested all of these broccoli. You can use the leaves. I don't use the leaves, but you can use the leaves. And then at the end, you have some cabbage, which I'm feeling kind of optimistic about these cabbage. If you've been here for a while, you know I'm not great at growing cabbage. But look, y'all, it's already like starting to look like it wants to form a cabbage. Maybe the the greenhouse is where I need to grow cabbage. Maybe because I can control things a little bit better. Not 100%, but these are also getting fertilized, this whole greenhouse, once a week with fish emulsion. And I also added some rabbit manure. I feel like I told y'all that, like when I did the amending for this spring season. This greenhouse is new as of November last year. So the soil is new, everything is new in here, but it's performing really nicely and I'm very happy about that. So over here we have garlic. This garlic was planted in November and I still think we have allium leaf miners. A lot of people are saying you should cover. I don't really cover. If this is allium leaf miner, that's fine. The onions in here actually look amazing. I'm not seeing any signs of allium leaf miner, but those onions were put in this year. This garlic was put in last year. So maybe something happened over winter, but I also haven't pulled anything to see if it's actually allium leaf miner or not. But what I'm saying is it definitely looks like it. So look at these beautiful seedlings. So many seedlings, y'all. I'm super excited. So you know what I did not know? That the candy cane pepper is variegated. It's gonna be so pretty. And I got a bunch of these. But yeah, it's variegated. I thought it was so pretty. Also, you can still see some aphids on here. Not nearly as bad, y'all. So I'm thinking getting them outside as soon as I could, even if I wasn't planting them out, was good for them. Last year, I think I kept my plants in the house for a very long time. I eventually started bringing them outside. By that time, the ants was coming to help the aphids. It was a mess. And I'm not saying it's not gonna happen this year, but I think by this time last year, it was already happening. I have not sprayed anything. If you remember, I said that I was going to spray if I needed to. I'm not seeing that I need to. Last year, these plants were eaten up by this time, I think. I mean, like they looked bad, but they don't look bad this year. And so for now, we are just gonna leave them. But look at all of those pepper plants, y'all. They look amazing. And then you got some basil back there, pretty purple basil, some green basil, more peppers. There's asters in there. My eggplants just did not make it, so we're gonna have to buy them. You also have lupin right here. We have our one roselle that we are gonna plant in the quick tent greenhouse. Some more peppers, and these peppers have absolutely no aphids on them. Crazy work, y'all. That's another big one. Now this one does have aphids on it. So I may spray these things before I plant them into the garden. That might be what I decide to do. This basil, I think I'm going to get up potted into the for-sale trays sometime this week. It's just growing slower because it doesn't have a lot of space. So I'm probably gonna get those into some for-sale trays. The marigolds look amazing. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm gonna have a bunch of marigolds in this greenhouse we're standing in, as well as these nasturtiums. They look amazing too. And back here, these are the herbs that we took out of the hydroponics, y'all. These are gonna go ahead and go into their forever home, which is a green stop, sometime this week too. They look amazing, y'all. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like a hassle and something I had to keep watching and keep my eye on, but they did amazing. I just made sure that I kept water at the bottom of the tray, which is something I do not do with my normal seedlings, but because they came out of water, that's what I decided to do. And I'm pretty sure they are now acclimated to being in soil. I'm super excited. So right here you have a rosemary that got started in the hydroponics, and I want to start some more of that. This is parsley, which we didn't need a lot more, but the ones that we have this year will go to seed. This will be replacements. Look at this sage, y'all. This sage looks better than what I picked up from the store. It looks amazing. Then you got more oregano, and oregano spreads pretty badly, so it's all gonna go on the same tier, but I love oregano. I use a lot of oregano when I cook, so I want all the oregano. It's also good for my chickens, so I want all of that. Then you got some thyme over here. That's more thyme back there. They were smaller, so I just put them in the for-sale trays, but these ones, even though they were smaller, they took off. More oregano back there. These leeks really need to get out into the garden, y'all. Really need to get out into the garden. Those are actually the last of the things that was supposed to go out in spring. I just haven't gotten around to those leeks, so they need to be like first on my list, honestly. And then the dahlias. I don't know why that one is turning yellow. Probably need to fertilize. Look, that's gonna be a dahlia. Somebody told me to clip these. I don't want to because I want that flower. But yeah, if you do clip them, they'll come out bushier, right? But I didn't clip these, and this is still bushing from the armpit, as Jess calls it, on a tomato. So I think it's gonna bush regardless. We also have a few aphids on here, but these seedlings are looking absolutely amazing. They also need to be fertilized. I didn't fertilize anything yesterday. As I said, I sat around and I did nothing. I relaxed. So let's actually go into this quick tent greenhouse where some of the straw has already started to grow its little stuff, but we just come in and pull it out before it gets too big. Also, I think this is a pea coming up. If you remember, I planted peas in this bed. They didn't do anything. Pretty sure that's what that is. Random pea just showing up in the bed. And this is more than likely, it very much looks like some type of brassica. Don't know what type of brassica because I didn't plant no brassicas in here. This bed is just waiting for us to get the zucchini or squash in it. This bed is waiting for us to get tomatoes in. But looky here, looky here. This is waiting for us to harvest. So we're gonna get this harvested sometime this week too. That is either a kale or a collard. This one also waiting for us to harvest it. And this, I said it was a collard, but it's very much giving Brussels sprout. It's very much giving Brussels sprout. Now it stopped raining, so we're out chill. Oh, completely forgot to show y'all. At this point, the broccoli rabe is gone to flower, y'all. But I definitely can still cut it off and still be fine to use these broccoli rabe shoots, and I probably will. Again, this is the garden of a person who probably for the last 2 weeks has not had a lot of time out in it. What you saw on video is probably the most that I have gotten done out here because I was recording in between life and in between family time. So yeah, I got to get out here and really get some work done, but it still looks good. I'm gonna be honest with you though, this orchard area looked terrible. It's just the fact that there's so many bees that I'm like, maybe we don't pull it yet. But yeah, it looks terrible. Anywho, on to these pretty little green stalks, y'all. Super excited. Y'all remember I told you I put some brassicas in here just because I need to see if I can get another harvest before it gets too warm. Because either one, I did not grow enough and preserve enough, or we ate way more than I thought we were. So I'm hopeful to get some more, but also there's garlic in here. So the reason why I chose this green stalk and that one to put the brassicas in is because this green stalk was not going to fully be available because there is garlic in it. So I was like, I could just throw some brassicas in here and get another harvest if it doesn't get too hot too soon. It was the same thing here with the gray one, and the plants are still looking good. I did pick these up from a store. I did not start them. So it's like collards, there's kale, there's Swiss chard in there. I didn't get anything that has to create a head. So no cabbage, no broccoli, not for these. It's all leafy greens because that's really what I'm trying to preserve. Baby, this strawberry green stalk is still leaning. But look at this. There's strawberries on it that is going to ripen. These are June bearings. They're getting a few strawberries on them, but the larger amount of strawberries will come in a big flush all at one time. I'm also gonna figure out a way to prop this up a little bit better because yeah, absolutely not. My way to prop it up a little bit better should be going to get pavers, but I'm not doing that today because I don't want to. Over here you have I want to say this is onion and shallots at this point because I had to replant it. Those are looking good. I have also been fertilizing these every week with fish emulsion. And you have our Inventors bundle over here that has strawberries in it at the top. And I believe I told y'all that this was cilantro. This is celery. We had extra celery, and so I just popped it in here because this one I think is going to be beans. And so I have some time for that celery to grow because beans grow so fast. And so in the summer, this is going to be beans. So I just decided pop some celery in there, and that's what I did. Over here, we have our 2 herb green stalks. This yellow one and this white one is a herb green stalk. Yesterday, I went ahead and harvested my chives because I'm going to put them into the freeze dryer. I also planted out some thyme. I got this from the store. This is thyme that I actually started from seed myself. We have some calendula in here. So these are our 2 herb green stalks. So all of the herbs that you saw in the greenhouse, when I said I'm gonna put them in their final place, these are their final places. They're right beside my back door, so when I'm cooking and I wanna make a tea or something, all I have to do is come out that back door and I can get what I need. Really happy about that. You have another strawberry green stalk over here that's really producing pretty strawberries. The one that I just showed you was not a pretty strawberry, but all food is not pretty. But anyway, I think it's gonna be beautiful against this white, which is snow. And in the green stalk terms, it is snow. And like the color that they gave it is snow. But anywho, I think the red hanging off of it is going to be absolutely beautiful. Do y'all remember I kept showing y'all sage that was like pretty much looking like it was dying? It's just not. That's the sage. Beautiful. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be beautiful. You remember I added some lettuce into this green stalk because this green stalk is actually gonna be zucchini and squash and watermelon, but later in the season. So, that's something I forgot to do. I need to start more lettuce seeds because what I wanna do is just succession sow in here until I can't grow lettuce anymore because it's too hot. Or I could find a lettuce variety that doesn't mind a little bit of heat. I could do that too. Either way, I haven't started anything. The watermelon is gonna be on the bottom tier. The leek potato green stalk, looky here. We got potatoes popping up. Super duper excited. Pretty sure that's one coming up there too. But yeah, we got potatoes popping up and pretty much all of them. There's potato action. So I'm excited. And then you have celery down at the bottom, all the way around is celery. Very, very excited. The leeks are looking good. Some of them are looking better than others, but they have a good little while that they need to grow. And I have also been fertilizing those with fish emulsion. And then you have our other blackberry green stalk that is also onions. That it looks like it needs to be watered, I'm gonna be honest with you, but it also needs to be fertilized just like everything else. The pollen has showed up in Virginia, y'all. We are about to have everything looking yellow for the next few weeks because it has showed up here. But yeah, this one is looking pretty good too. It definitely doesn't look as good as it did before we had like all the cold weather and all the moist soil that rotted out the onions, but we still have time, so we're just gonna see what happens, y'all. And then over here, this is our last green stalk. It is the blueberry. We probably need to fertilize. Why these strawberries look so yellow. And I have not fertilized these, and it is early spring. That is when they tell you to fertilize your strawberries, and I have not done so. So we will need to, but we also have flowers already on them. That is a plus. This one is gonna have strawberries and beans as well, just like the other Inventors bundle. I am excited to get to planting, y'all. I really am. So all of the green stalks are looking good. I'm excited. I'm just so ready for planting time. We are in spring. Thankfully, we've made it to spring, but now I'm ready to plant. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram where I post about the things going on in my garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.